Welcome to the Dolce Marketing Podcast, the show for visionary entrepreneurs ready to step up, upgrade their game plan, and build the business and life they have truly dreamed of. I am your host, Heidi Niemi, and every week I share effective strategies that actually move the needle, systems that eliminate overwhelm, and insight to take you from clarity crisis to legendary legacy, one episode at a time. Let's get started. If you listened to the last 3 episodes, now you understand the landscape that we're operating in. The online market has shifted. We are in a trust economy, and you need the complete Dolce method to build a business that actually works. But today, I want to zoom in on something specific. Something that most entrepreneurs are missing entirely. And it's costing them everything. So, let me ask you something. How do you make money in your business right now? If you're like most entrepreneurs I talk to, then the answer is launches. You work for weeks, sometimes even months, building up to a launch. You grow your audience, nurture them, create the content, write the emails, and if you've been doing this for a while, you have probably noticed something. This part has gotten way harder than before. Much harder. The email list is not growing like it used to. You do get new subscribers, yes, but you also lose subscribers at the same pace. It feels like you're running on a treadmill, like you're moving on your legs, but you're actually not going anywhere. And the subscribers that you get, they are not converting like they used to. In fact, they are suspicious because they've been burned before. I mean, they've bought courses that didn't deliver. They have joined programs that overpromised and underdelivered. So, they're sitting on your list, they're watching, they're waiting, and they're not committing to anything. Can you relate to this? Has this happened to you? Have you seen this in your own business? So with this said, you go into your launch. You do the webinars, you post on social media constantly, send email after email, and then what you do is you open the cart. And maybe it works. Maybe you have a good launch and money comes in. So that's great. You can breathe a sigh of relief. But then what? Then the launch ends and the cart closes, and suddenly in your sales, there is silence. There is no new sales. There is no new income. Everything, and I mean everything, is up to how that launch went. So if it wasn't successful, your business doesn't have money. You don't have money. And the worst part is, you don't know what to do about it. Like, how do you make the audience trust you and buy from you? And that feeling of not knowing it, that is devastating. And I know because I have been there, that anxiety of watching your bank account and knowing that there's nothing coming in until the next launch, which is maybe months away. This is what I call feast or famine cycle, and it is exhausting. You are either in launch mode, which means you are stressed, overworked, hoping it converts, you're barely sleeping, refreshing your sales page every 5 minutes, or you're in waiting mode, which means you're anxious, you're watching your bank account, or you're afraid to watch your bank account, even worse, and you're knowing that there will come the day when the recurring payments from the last launch will end, and you're wondering when will the next sale come. So does this sound familiar to you? Have you lived through any of this? Because here's the problem. If your only revenue strategy is launching, then you are building a business on a very shaky foundation. I mean, just think about it. What happens if a launch flops? What happens if you get sick before a launch? What happens if life gets in a way, because life often does? What if your tech fails? I mean, that can happen too. You have no safety net, no consistent income, no stability, and that's not really a business. That's a gamble. And let me tell you something else. When you're in that feast or famine cycle, it affects everything. It affects how you show up. It affects your energy. It affects your creativity. It affects how you feel about your business. When you're anxious about money, you can't create from a place of service. You create from a place of desperation, and your audience can feel that. They can sense when you're trying to sell because you need the money versus when you're offering something because you genuinely believe that it will help them. So the feast or famine cycle doesn't just affect your bank account, it affects your entire business. I mean, it affects your content, your energy, your relationships with your audience, like everything. So then you might be asking, what's the alternative? Well, so glad you asked, because I have the perfect answer for you. The alternative is what I call a daily sales engine. So a daily sales engine is a system that generates sales every single day, not just during launches. It runs in the background, working for you 24/7, bringing in consistent revenue whether you're launching or not. Now, I want you to really imagine this for a moment, okay? Imagine that you are waking up every morning to sales notifications, and not because you just sent a launch email, not because you've been hustling on Instagram all night, but because your daily sales system is working automatically while you sleep. And how amazing would it feel to get those sales notifications on your phone screen all day long? I mean, that would be priceless, right? That's what we all want. And that's possible for you. Imagine having a baseline of income that you can count on every single month, every single day. So when launch time comes, it's a bonus. It's not a necessity. You can launch from a place of excitement and not desperation. I mean, imagine the freedom of knowing that if you need to take a week off, if you get sick, if your kid gets sick, if you just need a mental health break, your business doesn't stop. Money still comes in because you have automated. You have a smart, strategic system that makes that happen. I mean, that changes everything, doesn't it? And here's something that most people don't realize about a daily sales engine. It doesn't just bring you daily revenue. That's not even the best part, even though that's amazing, right? Because the best part is this. A daily sales engine also prepares your audience for your next launch. Let me explain what I mean. So when someone comes into your world through your daily sales engine, they don't just give you their email address and then wait months until your next launch. No, they enter a system. They get value. They might buy a small offer. They experience working with you. So by the time your launch comes, they're not cold leads who barely remember who you are. They are warm leads. Some of them are even hot leads. People who have already bought from you, already experienced your value, and ready for more. They are actually waiting for you to launch your next offer because they want to buy it. They already know that they want it. And that's why a daily sales engine doesn't just create daily income. It actually secures your launch from flopping. It makes your launches stronger because your audience is more ready to buy. That is what daily sales engine gives you. And in my Dolce method, this is pillar 4. So it's called revenue flow system. That's what we build. The daily sales engine is the core of that pillar. So how does it actually work? Well, a daily sales engine has 3 essential parts. Let me walk you through each one. The first part is a strategic lead magnet. Now, I know you've heard about lead magnets before. Freebies, opt-ins, PDFs, checklists, challenges, ebooks, templates, and my personal favorite, quizzes. But here's the thing. Most lead magnets don't work anymore. And I don't mean that they don't work at all. I mean they don't work the way they used to, and they don't work the way they should. They don't convert the way they used to. They don't attract buyers the way they used to. You may have noticed it, and you may be asking why. It's because people are drowning in free content nowadays. They have downloaded hundreds of PDFs that are sitting unread in their downloads folder right now, untouched, unused. They didn't even open them. I have those in my downloads folder. Maybe you have too, so you know what I'm talking about. People are skeptical. They are tired. They know that when they download something free, they're going to get a million emails trying to sell them something. So they give you their emails, maybe download the thing, probably don't look at it, and then they're just sitting there on your email list, unengaged, uninspired, definitely not buying. And the worst thing may be they don't even remember who you are and who is the person who is sending all of these emails. And that is why your list is not growing. And let me tell you, that's not a lead. That is just an email address in your system that you don't even need. A strategic lead magnet is different. It's not just any freebie. It's specifically designed to do 3 things. First of all, it attracts exactly the right people, not just the one who likes free stuff. It attracts your ideal clients, people who actually have the problem that you solve and who are willing to pay to solve it. And the second thing is that it gives them a deeper understanding of the problem that they have, and it shows them the way to solve it. So this positions you as the expert in front of their eyes and makes them more willing to buy your solution. And then third, and this part, the most people miss. It positions your paid offer as the natural next step. It warms them up for a quick buying decision. It doesn't just educate them, it makes them realize that they need more help, and there you are, offering that help. So the best lead magnets that I have seen, and the ones that I teach inside my Dolce Societe, are quizzes. Why quizzes? Because quizzes are interactive. People actually complete them. So unlike a general PDF that just sits in their downloads folder, a quiz is something that people do right there, right then. And quizzes, they are personalized. Everyone gets a result that's specific to them. And people love that because we human beings, we want information about ourselves. We want to feel seen, we want to feel understood, and a quiz gives that. And quizzes give also you incredible data about your audience. When someone takes your quiz, you learn about them. You learn their struggles, their goals, their situation, and how you should talk to them. And that is gold for your marketing. But whether it's a quiz, a workshop, or challenge, or something else entirely, your lead magnet needs to be strategic. It needs to do more than just collect email addresses. It needs to start the journey toward your paid offer. And it needs to be a seamless journey. It needs to show them why they need what you are selling. And not in a pushy way. It's more like in a, oh, I see the problem now, and I can see how this could help way. So the second part of your daily sales engine is an entry-level offer. And if you're missing this step in your sales process, listen to me carefully. You are missing an enormous strategic asset and you are leaving money on the table. This is where most entrepreneurs go wrong. I mean, they have a freebie and then they try to sell high-ticket offer. Freebie and then straight to 2,000 program. I mean, just think about that jump. Someone gave you their email address for something free. They don't know you. They have never paid you anything. They have no idea if you can actually help them. And now you're asking them to trust you with 2,000 euros? I mean, that's a huge jump. Or another thing that I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing is that they immediately, after the freebie, offer their recurring membership to their new subscribers. I mean, even if the membership is a low ticket, let's say like it's 47 euros per month membership, your audience understands that it's a monthly expense. It's not a one-time payment. It's something they have to pay every single month. And that's how they don't see it as a low risk. Recurring payments, they need more trust building, even if they are low-ticket memberships, because people see the annual cost, which doesn't feel like a low ticket anymore, and people know that their card will be charged every month, so they need to have more trust to settle that kind of relationship with you. And in the trust economy we talked about in episode number 2, people just aren't ready for that big jump. Not anymore. They need a stepping stone. Sometimes even multiple stepping stones. They need a low-risk way to experience working with you. They need proof that you are worth a bigger investment. They need to have that feeling. And an entry-level offer is a low-ticket product that gives your new subscriber an immediate win and builds that trust. Now, let me explain why this is so powerful. There are 3 reasons. First, it turns subscribers into buyers. There is a huge psychological difference between someone who just paid you even just 27 euros and someone who hasn't paid you anything. Because once someone has bought something from you, even something small, they are much more likely to buy again. They have made the decisions to invest in you one time. They have crossed that line from interested to customer, and that makes it more likely to do that again. This is a product that gives them a genuine win under your guidance. It provides real value, real transformation, and something that they can implement right away and see results from. Not just information, but a real small transformation. They feel it in their everyday life. And when they buy your entry offer and get value from it, something shifts. They think, I made a good decision here, huh? This was worth it. I got more than I paid for. And when they say that, you know that now they trust you. Now they are ready for more. Second thing is that it funds your ads. So this is the game changer that most entrepreneurs don't actually realize. If your entry offer is priced right, it can cover or even exceed the cost of acquiring that lead. Just think about what that means. Your list grows and now you don't lose money for it. In fact, You might even make money while growing your list. And that changes everything about how you can scale your business. And third, it builds trust in a way that nothing else can. When someone buys your, let's say, 47 euro product and gets massive value from it, from a $47 program, what do you think that they are thinking? Let me tell you, they are thinking, if this is what she gives me for 47 euros, just imagine what her 2000 program must be like. So your entry offer becomes a demonstration of your value. It's proof. It's the evidence they need to feel confident investing more. And here's the bonus. If you add a live component to your entry offer, which I absolutely recommend that you do, maybe a Q&A call or a hot seat or some kind of direct access to you, maybe even a community. Now you have not just a warm lead. Now you have a steaming hot lead. It's someone who knows you, trusts you, and has experienced working with you. You become the obvious choice to help them move forward. So you see how this is a strategically built step that will change everything in your business. And yet, this is the secret weapon that most entrepreneurs don't have. They are trying to go from free to high-ticket offer in one step, and they are losing all the people in between. All those people who would buy something small but aren't ready for something big, lost. All the people who need proof before they invest, lost. All that potential revenue, lost. Huge mistakes, which you will not be making after you set up your daily sales engine with me. Then the third part is retargeting and nurture. So here's the reality. Not everyone will buy your entry offer immediately. And that's completely okay. That is normal. But you need a system to stay in front of them and guide them toward the sale. This isn't about being pushy. This is about being present. Because most people need multiple touch points before they buy anything. They need to see you, hear from you, remember that you exist. They need repetition. So what does this look like in practice? Well, first, right after they opt in, you have an email sequence that sells your entry product. Not just one email, a complete sequence. Because some people, they need to hear about it multiple times from multiple angles before they take action. Second, you have retargeting ads that remind them of what they're missing. These are ads that specifically target people who visited your page but didn't buy. If you're leaving this out, you're leaving money on the table. So they keep you in front of people who already showed interest. And then third, between launches, you have nurturing content that builds authority and trust over time. This isn't selling, this is actually serving. It's sharing your expertise, helping them with their problem, building a relationship. The key is that all of this happens automatically. Once someone enters your world through your lead magnet, they are in a system, your strategic system, and it's a system that nurtures them, serves them, and guides them toward becoming a customer without you having to follow up manually with everyone. That is the power of the third piece. It makes your daily sales engine work while you are not working. Okay, let me show you how this works with real numbers, because I'm sure that you are dying to hear about it. Because I know that some of you are thinking, this sounds great, but does it actually work? And it's fair to ask that question. So let me show you two scenarios. So here's scenario one, which is the typical approach. So this means that you are running ads to a generic freebie. Maybe it's a checklist or an ebook or a challenge or whatever. It's something that everyone else in your own industry is also offering. and your cost per lead may be around, let's say that it's 8 euros per lead, okay? That was pretty standard in 2025. So out of every 100 leads that you gain, maybe 5% buy your 47 euro offer. That's a normal conversion percentage for a generic lead magnet. So that's 5 sales times 47 euros, that equals 235 euros. But you have spent 800 euros on your ads, you made 235 euros back. That means that you are still 565 euros in the hole. And this is why most people say that ads don't work for me. And honestly, I mean, they are right. Within these numbers, ads don't work. This is the risk that you're avoiding because you're afraid of ads will make you lose money. And rightfully so, because with this kind of setup, you will lose money. It's not worth it. But then here's the thing. It's not that ads don't work. It's that this old approach doesn't work anymore. The generic freebie, the lack of strategy, and the hope that people will just buy, that's not a system. That is a wish. And then let's go to scenario number 2, which is the daily sales engine approach. So now, imagine that you have a strategic lead magnet, one that's specifically designed to attract buyers, not just freebie seekers. And it's perfectly aligned with your entry offer. Your cost per lead might actually be a little bit lower. Let's say that you pay 5 euros per each lead, because now you're attracting a more targeted audience. Better targeting always means lower costs, okay? But more importantly, your conversion rate here is completely different. I have a client who is actually right now seeing 28% conversion from her lead magnet to her entry offer. 28%. That's not a typo. That's a real result. 28% of people who take her quiz buy her entry offer. Why? Because her system is built using the daily sales engine strategy. Because there is a strategic connection between her lead magnet and her entry offer. And the quiz identifies their problem, and the entry offer solves that exact problem. So let's do the math with this example. Out of 100 leads at 5 euros each, that's 500 euros in ad spend. 28 people buy the 47 euro entry offer, and so that's then 28 times 47. That equals 1,316 euros. You have the ad spend there, that was 500 per 100 leads. So you have made 1,316 back immediately. You're already profitable on day one. Let me say that again. You are profitable on day one. You didn't lose money growing your list. You made money growing your list. And we haven't even counted what happens next. So let's say that 10% out of those 28 buyers eventually purchase your 100 euro upsell offer. So that's about 3 sales. That's times 100. That equals 300. So from 500 euros in ad spend, you have now generated 1,616 euros. So when you make the calculations, out of 1,616, you take off 500, you have 1,116 euros. That is more than 3 times your investment, your ad investment. And we still haven't counted your high-ticket offers, your launches, the people who stay in your world for years and buy multiple things. That is the difference between a random funnel and a daily sales engine. And here's the beautiful thing. The more money you put into this engine, the more money it actually generates. So when you set it up correctly, if you put 500 and get 1,616 euros out, what happens when you put there 1,000 in? 5,000? 10,000? This is how businesses scale. Not by working more hours, by building systems that multiply your input. So if this is so powerful, why doesn't everyone have a daily sales engine? Well, for a few reasons. First, it takes some time to build it. So you need to create the lead magnet, and not just any lead magnet, a strategic one. You need to create the entry offer. You need to write the email sequences. You need to set up all of the systems. And most entrepreneurs are so busy with day-to-day tasks, which are like serving clients, creating content, answering emails, putting out fires, that they never sit down to actually build this. It's always, I will do it next month, or after this launch, or when things will calm down. But you and I, we both know things will never calm down. So that means it never gets built. Second, it requires strategic thinking. This isn't just about creating a random product. Every piece actually needs to connect to the next one. The lead magnet needs to lead naturally to the entry offer. The entry offer needs to lead to the next thing. Your messaging needs to be consistent. Your pricing needs to make sense. And most entrepreneurs create their businesses in isolation. They create a freebie here, a product there, and a course somewhere else, but nothing actually connects strategically. Nothing flows and nothing builds on itself. A daily sales engine requires you to think systemically, to see how all the pieces fit together. Third, most people just don't know how. They have never been taught this. I mean, they have taken courses on Instagram marketing and courses on email marketing or growing their list, courses on launching, but nobody showed them how to connect all the pieces together. Nobody taught them how to build a complete system that generates sales every single day. Everyone teaches scattered tactics. Very few people teach the strategy of how it all connects together. And that's exactly why I created the Daily Sales Engine Workshop. The Daily Sales Engine Workshop is a 3-day intensive where we build your complete daily sales system together. Not theory, not concepts, but actual building, with me guiding you through every step. Here's what we're going to do each day. So on day 1, we design your entry-level offer, the stepping stone that turns subscribers into buyers and builds the trust. We figure out what problem it solves, how to price it, how to position it, and how to make it irresistible. By the end of day 1, you will have your entry offer mapped out and ready to create. Then on day 2, we create your strategic lead magnet, the one that attracts perfect clients. Not just anyone with an email address, the one that positions your offer as the natural next step, the one that actually converts. Whether that's a quiz or a workshop or a challenge or something else, we will figure out what works for your business and design it together. Then on day 3, we talk about ad strategy and create your retargeting and nurture strategy. So the system that guides people toward your premium offers automatically. The emails, the retargeting, the nurture content, all of that. And by the end of these 3 days, you will have a complete daily sales engine mapped out and ready to implement. And I want you to know that this isn't one of those workshops where you learn a lot but leave overwhelmed and unsure what to do. From this workshop, you leave with an actual plan, a system that you can implement immediately in your business. And this is happening in February, so February 10th to 12th to be specific. If you want to stop relying on launches and start generating sales every single day, and if you feel like the daily sales engine is the missing piece in your business, then this workshop is for you. I will drop the link in the show notes, and the spots are limited because I want to give personal attention to everybody who joins. I need you to know that this isn't a passive webinar. This is hands-on building together. You get to ask questions. I will be there with you every step of the way, making sure that you get this done. Now, before I wrap up, let me give you some things that you can do right now, even before the workshop. Some questions to start thinking about right now. Number one is, I want you to audit your current revenue streams. Get out a piece of paper or open a document on your computer and write down where your income comes from in the last 12 months. How much came from launches? How much came from other sources? And if it's mostly launches, if it's like 80 or 90% from launches, if that comes from launching, you need a daily sales engine. You are too dependent on launches. One flopped launch could devastate your whole business, and that is a huge risk. So be honest with yourself there, because the numbers, they don't lie. Number two, what you can do right now is take a look at your lead magnet. What's your current lead magnet? Is it a PDF, a checklist? Is it an ebook? Do you have a quiz? And now ask yourself, is my lead magnet strategic? Does it attract the right people, actual potential buyers? What are you seeing in your business? Is it working the way it should? Or does it just attract anyone who likes free stuff? Does it lead naturally to your paid offer? Or is there a disconnect between what your freebie promises and what you actually sell? And is it actually valuable? Do people implement it and get results, or is it just sitting in their downloads folder unread? If your lead magnet isn't strategic, that's your first problem to solve. And that's what we do in the Daily Sales Engine workshop. And number three, consider what entry-level offer you could create. Think about your main offer. What transformation does it provide? And now ask, what's a smaller version of that same transformation? What is one specific smaller problem that you could solve? Something that gives people a quick win, something that demonstrates your value, and something that naturally leads to your bigger offers. You probably already know what this could be. You have probably thought about it before, so now might be the time to actually create it. These questions will start getting you in the right mindset for building your daily sales engine. Thank you for listening to the Dolce Marketing Podcast with me, Heidi Niemi. If this episode opened your eyes to what's being missing in your business, I would love to hear from you. Take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and tag me, I am Heidi Niemi, and tell me your biggest takeaway. Did you realize that you've been stuck in the feast or famine cycle? Did the math example surprise you? Did you have an aha moment about your lead magnet or your entry level? I want to hear about it. Please share it with me. And if you're ready to build your daily sales engine with me, check the link in the show notes for the workshop. Early bird pricing is available right now, but just for a couple of days. It won't last forever, so take action now. I would love to see you there. I would love to help you build a system that generates sales every single day so you can finally get off the launch roller coaster and build a business with real stability. Make sure to follow the show so you won't miss the next episode where I will be diving deeper into each of these three parts of the daily sales engine. We will get more specific, more tactical, more into the details with real examples. And until then, remember, you don't have to stay stuck in the feast or famine cycle. There is another way, and it starts with building your daily sales engine. See you next week.